Guys, welcome back. Livescope MasterClass comes out tomorrow. There's been a few people that have already got their hands on it. John Mounts, that's ounce with the M in front of it. John Mounts, he was the winner of the 10K giveaway for the class, and he got to see it yesterday. Chris Gill from Asleep at the Reel has also got to see it. And so those two guys have got to see it, got their hands on it, and have looked at it, and so far had amazing positive feedback from them. I mean, it's just, I'm so excited for this. This right here is going to release all the details of it. First, we're going to take a look. It's at Waypoint TV. You can download the app. You can download it on TV, like an app on the TV. You can go to the computer, waypointtv.com. There's so many ways to get this, and you'll just go to courses and it'll be there. It's going to get released tomorrow. I'm so excited about it. Man, I've worked so hard on this. When it all got said and done, I had almost 120 hours of editing, filming, and then I probably got another 50 hours of putting in the ads and the, getting so many things. I didn't realize there was this much to releasing these videos, and so they worked so hard. The people down at Waypoint TV have been excellent in working with me on this. Just so pumped up. So look, what I want to do is I want to go through kind of what the class is. A lot of people have asked what the class is. First of all, you purchase the class, it's yours forever. You'll be able to go on your app, whatever you want to go, ever how you want to do it. You'll have the videos right there at your fingertips. You'll be able to use them forever. Be able to take them on the lake, do whatever you need to do with them. They're yours. It's yours. Once you buy it, it's yours. There are 30 separate videos in the class. And those 30 separate videos, we talk about everything. Now, sometimes I'll cover some of these topics on the YouTube channel, but never in as much depth and as much detail. And there's not a lot of, ring the bells and all this. That's not what this is about. This is about teaching you guys. And if you've got a Livescope, getting you on the water, getting you set up, and getting you the best possible picture for what you have, and get you on the water and catch a fish faster. That's all it's about. And I love teaching. I did a class last weekend with a guy who won his first tournament using Livescope. I did a class yesterday with a former Bassmaster Top 150 angler and his son, and it was just amazing. I mean, we had an amazing class. We got to see a lot, learned a lot, and every single client I've ever had, I'm so appreciative for, but I can't reach everybody. I can't get to everybody. Some people are just too far, and I've had to turn people away that want the class, and I just don't want them to have to drive 4, 5, 6 hours. Sometimes I can't meet you halfway. A lot of times there's a point where I can meet you where I just start losing money in terms of doing that. My classes, on the water classes, right now are $200, and that's, I say 2 hours, but it always ends up being 2.5, 3 hours. It just, we get to getting in there, and we get to having a good time, and we get to learning. And I look up, and like yesterday, it was almost 3 hours, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, it's just, 2 hours is what a minimum, and it always ends up going more because we end up getting really in depth and really breaking things down, and we get to really learning about things. So that's how much on the water classes are for. This class is going to come in at $400. I know somebody said, man, that's a lot. It's like being able to take the on the water class course, and it's more in depth than the on the water course. It's more in depth, and you're able to take it home with you. You're able to actually have this class with you forever, and one day we'll have to update it to the LVS 34. This one is based around the LVS 32 and the LVS 34. One day as we move forward, it may eventually get to where it's just the LVS 34, but the LVS 32 is such a great transducer, and so many fish are caught with it. You can't just totally forget about it. So this class is based on both of them. But let's take a look at the class. Like I said, it is $400. It's yours forever. There's so much to it. And we're going to take a look at, I'm going to tell you about every chapter. We're going to break it down. This is going to be a longer video today, so if you don't want to watch it, I understand. Of course, there's an introductory welcome thank you for purchasing the class. But let's just get right into it. We have a section called battery and wiring. There's two videos in this section. One of them is on lithium batteries and why I choose lithium batteries and why I think they're the best choice for this. And then the second chapter is on wiring, cutoff switches, fuse panels, and things like that. So it breaks it down real in depth, how I believe that the best way to do it. Now understand this, my way is not the only way, but it's the way that I have found over hours and hours and hours of testing to be the best way that I can get everybody into it and get them going fast. There are always going to be people who found a different way that works better for them, and kudos to you for doing that, because never stop trying to learn. I don't. Matter of fact, tomorrow will be the first, I've got all the videos filmed for the first settings wars, and kind of surprising. Some of the results were, I kind of knew where they would go, but I didn't realize it would be this close. So those are really close, so tune in tomorrow for that. But so this is not the only way, it's just the way that I feel is the best. Then we have a chapter called Choosing the Proper Units. And I talk about why, which units you can use, but which ones I think are the best and things like that. We have a whole chapter on accessories that you may want to purchase to better optimize your Livescope and get the most out of it. And like I said, these are all personal things. And I didn't put brand names in this for the simple reason I don't want you to feel like I'm getting sponsored by this. There's no brand names in this. I try to stay generic with what I do as best as I can. Everybody knows I love a Summit fishing equipment mount. I ain't never received $1 from the guy. He's thrown some mounts in, but never received $1 from the guy. So it's just because I like his mounts. I've liked them as one of the first. It's the first thing I found when I Googled to find me a mount that I could adjust. And there it is. And that's why I started using them, and I've been using them ever since. And there's a lot of great mounts out there, so choose the one's best for you on that. And then we're going to go into a chapter called transducers. We're going to cover, first of all, we have a whole video on mounting options, how you can mount it, whether it be the transducer or the poles. We're going to have a whole section on understanding transducer orientation. And then I talk about how to set up the LVS 34 in forward and perspective mode. Then I talk about the LVS 32 in forward and down mode. And then we have an LVS 32 in perspective mode. And then we do a whole section on the effects of having the proper of different transducer angles and having, too high, too low, those type of things. So there's a whole section on that, broke down very in depth with active captain recordings to back up my illustrations on that. Then we go into the settings where we really break this down. And I put out many settings videos, and I thought hard and I worked hard to get the absolute best information I could get to you. And we have a video on understanding the settings and how they affect your picture. We talk about calibration, why it's important, why I believe it's important, and why I think you should always do it. Then we're going to break down each individual setting, gain, TVG, and these are all in separate videos, the ghost tree, the noise reject, the color gain, color limit, focus, which focus is an absolute critical part of your Livescope setup. And then I talk about setting your depth, why I set the depth the way I do. And then we talk about species specific settings and things like that, like, how we set it up for crappie versus bass, those type of deals. Crappie, brim, they can all be grouped together. Bass can be walleye and things like that. And then we have a chapter where we call modes and color palettes. And I talk about how to choose the proper mode based on what you're doing. I also talk about how different color palettes affect your picture and how they affect your picture both negatively and positively. And then I talk about, of course, my favorite color palettes and why I believe they're my favorite color palettes and the reason I use them. And then we're going to talk about the radial grid overlay and reverse range. You know I'm big on the radial grid overlay, and I really believe on using the reverse range to maximize your fishing setup according to the species you're going after. So, and then we talk about updating your units. I got a little thing in there. And then, of course, I threw in there the handy menu chart that everybody loves. That was a real popular thing. And then, of course, I have a closing where I thank you. And like I said, a lot of people are going to come at me and say this is really expensive. If you knew how much time and effort and the information to get this, it's over 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours of information and videos that are at your fingertips at all times. And it's for some of you who live way up north or areas that I can't get to, this is something that it's an add-on. You can add this on. Is a telephone phone consultation. You can get about an hour, whether it be FaceTime or phone, just over the phone. If you need that extra help setting things up, or you need some extra understanding, and that's a little extra add-on. You don't have to get that with it, but it's there if you want to have an hour phone consultation with me, and we can really talk out and really work out all your details. These in the settings and the things that I get you is what I've developed as the best over the time I've used it. There are other ways of going about getting a great picture, but these are the easiest, the simplest, and the ones that you can just turn your unit on and go fishing. Very rarely do I adjust it off all the settings and stuff. Once you figure out your perfect settings, you won't switch with it. You won't adjust it much. You just turn it on and go fishing. Now me, I play with mine a lot because I want to learn stuff, and I'm always trying to tinker and learn things like that. But that is the class. I'm so excited about this, and we're releasing this. We're gonna have lots of things that we're gonna put into this as the time goes through. I believe it's going to be a successful series, and I believe once you get your hands on it, I believe you'll have a positive review of it also. But guys, thanks for watching. I'm very, very excited about this. This is going to be amazing. I cannot wait for you to see this class and get it. And for the guys that have done the on the water classes, don't feel like this is something that's out of your reach. Also, this is something that's that helps you, that will help you further and get better and better with Livescope to the point where you don't need me anymore. And that sucks. I want you to always need me. But I do appreciate y'all guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Still waiting on the hats to get in. I guess it's a new design, new hat, new everything. When they get in, I'll let you know about the ring your bell hats. But guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And ring that bell.